Hey, this is Caleb in post real quick. So I'm currently recording this at 3 o'clock on Sunday, July 21st. And this episode was recorded back on July 12th, right before a lot of stuff happened. So we don't mention that in this episode. So just know that we don't talk about a lot of events that occurred from, like, a lot happened in that time, right? There's been a lot that's happened since July 12th, so just keep that in mind when watching this week's episode. My back hurts.
Why?
I don't know.
Did you do squats or something?
I did do squats.
So either you pulled something or your muscles are just sore.
I think they're just sore.
There you go.
I stretched pretty good yesterday.
There you go. Is it your lower back or your upper back?
Yeah, it's just like right here.
Ah, yes, the human flaw, the lower back,
The lower back. Just
and
remove it.
and the feet.
We don't need it. Just remove it.
Yeah.
And then wouldn't you just middle of your column just become your lower back then?
Just remove everything.
Stop existing.
Just cease
Die
existence.
now. Stop. Just stop breathing right now. Stop breathing.
Breathe. Now breathe. 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 Breathe.
There you go.
Now I'm manually breathing.
Wait, were you talking to me or the people? I was like locked in on them. Anyway, welcome to Totally Oblivious.
Oh, I guess you're doing the intro today.
Am I?
I guess.
Or are you?
You just
Welcome to
started.
the Twilight Zone. Anyway, you say it now for reals.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of
Shout
Totally
out
Oblivious.
to my cameraman in the background.
Totodile, doing a great job
Yeah, it's like you,
as
you
usual.
dork.
This moron. Hopefully he
Yeah.
doesn't screw
Oh
it up
my
again.
God.
Yeah, you moron.
I'm your host. I'm Caleb. Co-host Alex. Girlfriend Nat. All here on this episode where
Cold ass room.
and Alex
Did
already
you remove the table?
the table's
Oh, the table's
gone.
over there.
So
What the hell's that?
Alex already has a point.
What's the point?
This is you can't cuss. This is
Swear jar.
episode. You
Yes.
can't say a single swear. I
Oh.
forgot to get my whiteboard, so I'm just gonna try to keep track of the points on my phone. So Alex already has a point. I might have two. I wasn't really paying attention,
Damn.
but yeah.
I'm glad you remembered because I was gonna mention it.
Nat,
I just shouldn't have brought you.
Nat remembers, but Alex didn't. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
one.
I'm not
point
surprised.
for Alex. Well,
Well, fine. Now I'm in challenge mode. Now I can't do anything. Anyway.
I have a thing to confess to today.
What is this? Catholic? Are we in the box right now?
Father,
Confession
I've
time.
sinned. It's not a sin, but it's something that happened over the week.
Okay.
So I've been hearing a lot about this singer, Sabrina Carpenter. Cassius was listening to one of her new songs that everybody's listening to.
Uh-huh.
And then I started hearing that, like, the Ryan Bergara was also listening to her songs. So I was like, you know what? Let's see what the hubbub's all about. let me listen to her songs.
What? Please, please.
Yeah, I listened to that one. I listened to a couple other songs, and I sat there at my desk at work after listening to, I listened to I think I listened to like 5 of them, and I listened to all 5 like twice. And I sat there at my desk. I was like, man, this is not that great.
Who are we? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Who are we talking about?
Oh my god!
Some-
You probably just heard the TikTok song.
What
like,
TikTok song?
The sound for real.
I don't even have TikTok. I
Some
don't,
white chick.
I don't even
Yeah,
have it.
she's blonde.
She,
Wow.
she was
eyes.
on Disney.
Yeah, with Zendaya on "Shake It Off." I don't remember.
I don't think
Shake it up.
I think that's a wrong person.
Wait, is it? It is. I'm totally thinking.
I think you're thinking of
Wait,
Bella
no.
Thorne.
Yeah, I am. No, wait. She was in Girl Meets World.
Didn't watch that show. I just remember the commercials when I was.
I think I
trying
have a vague memory, a distant memory.
Do you want me to bring up a picture? Maybe
Sure.
See if it jogs your brain. I was also
So
watching.
we're just talking about mid that nobody will remember in a few months.
Apparently, everybody likes her right
Yeah,
now.
no, she's getting really
She's-
famous.
She has like the #1 song of the year right now. Her please, please, please.
Oh wait, you've listened to Espresso, right? Probably like on the reels.
Which one's that?
I'm not gonna sing on the podcast for you. I'll sing it to you later, or I'll just play it later.
This chick. I don't even know if
She makes music?
Yeah, apparently. Everybody was talking. That was my reaction too. They're like, wow, her music's going crazy. I was like, who is this person? And I see a picture. I'm like, she looks familiar. And she's a chick from Disney.
Yeah.
Should I be surprised that her music's not that impressive? No, I'm not.
Did it get big on TikTok? It's like, okay, hold on. Question: is it like good music, or is it like the good 10 seconds of the first
10
song?
seconds.
It's like, yeah, I think she has like, there's one part of the song. See, I'm trying not to be pessimistic about this.
Oh, I can be. Disney stars have notoriously bad track records.
Because I was really trying to give it a chance, not trying to be a boomer. But I think at this point, my age is showing now. I'm just an old man. But I really tried. I really tried to see and try to like it. I just couldn't like it.
What even is it? Is it like pop, or is it
It's
like
pop.
Very poppy.
Yeah.
No, it's funny that you say that because I also tried. Because I was like, you know what? It's all over the internet. Like, my friends all like it. Like, let's see what it is about. And then it's just like so repetitive and catchy. Like, maybe
Like-
that's why people think it's good.
Like, there's like one part of the song that like I can genuinely say, you know what? I'll say this as a positive. That one part of the song makes me go, you know what? She has potential. But Matt, I think she's completely held back by all the rest of the song.
that she made?
Like I think she has a good voice, kind of, if she had a actual good lyrics and a good instrument.
Oh my god, no! There's one line in I think it's in Espresso, and she's like, "You know, I Mountain Dew it for you."
All right, so she's cooked. Is this all part of one album?
Yes, it will be an album. She will release albums.
Yeah, she's
She
cooked.
doesn't have an album yet. She's just releasing songs.
She's
like
cooked. If I'm
wildfire.
looking at this Disney star musical track record, you got like maybe a 1 in 10 chance.
Is she really cooked though? Because it seems like she's getting good
Yeah,
money right
that's
now.
the thing. That's the thing that
It's like Baby No Money. You might have one, maybe 2 songs that blow up on TikTok, and then it's just
No, I mean,
I don't know.
she can be a bat. That's the thing. That's the thing that I see a lot with music nowadays. Is you can be the most mediocre musician ever, and you'll become the most popular person.
no. That happens.
All you need is
Yeah.
a pretty face.
Yeah,
which I
and
think-
she is really pretty.
I'm gonna call out Cassius
White.
right now. Calling him out right now. I think that's the only reason why he was listening to her in the first place is because she's pretty.
Does she have an aesthetic?
I feel like her aesthetic is like
Blonde?
retro, like vintage, pretty white girl.
Is it giving? Hold on. There's a specific term I have to find in my internet data banks.
While you think about that, I have another point to
Go,
make about
shoot.
this. Is when I listen to her songs, like I honestly could not tell you the difference between her and any other like up and rising female artist right now. It's like you all kind of sound the same. None of you are trying really to differentiate yourselves. You're just going with what works.
I can't find the original word that I wanted, but it's just giving industry plant.
Yeah.
This will blow over in a
Oh.
few months.
I don't know if she's
I
an
don't
industry
know.
plant, but I will say that I think that Disney stardom definitely boosted the ability
Yeah.
for her to have a music career because they just make everyone have a music career in Disney.
Because it's Disney.
They
They
just
have
force
money.
you.
Yeah, but the thing is that she started her musical career like a few years ago, and it's not until now that she's actually like
getting
becoming
big.
bigger
Mm.
for some reason.
Look,
TikTok go wild.
If-
TikTok sounds.
if she can figure out how to actually make a good song, I think she has something going. But right now, there's absolutely nothing good about her music.
Yeah, I won't lie. Seeing that one picture you showed to me of her, my brain went into I'm living all by myself, and every month I get an allowance for my rich father vibes. So I'm just all like,
Apparently, she's dating that one guy who's playing the Joker in the Robert Pattinson Batman movies.
Why didn't they watch?
oh,
that one?
what's
Who?
Barry Keoghan.
oh yes.
I don't know who that is.
He showed up in. Is it an end screen?
I think
Or is that
it's
like
the
a
end
behind
credit
the
scene. I'm trying to remember the other movie he's in. He's in another one that.
Yeah, I have like no idea who these people are and they're famous. Like zero clue. Am I out
We're
of the
getting
loop?
old.
This is.
I'm not really old. I watched her
Irish.
show. I watched Girl Meets World.
He was in Dunkirk.
He was?
When was he in Dunkirk?
Must have been one of the bodies that blew up.
Batman.
tail.
Oh, he's the main kid on Dunkirk. That's right.
Clearly he wasn't that important if you have to go, wait a minute.
Well, it's like because the Dunkirk shows like 5 different points of view, so there's technically like multiple main characters. Mm-hmm. The one I was most interested in was the pilots.
Ah, yes.
Bane was flying one of the planes. That was my favorite guy. He's always my favorite in every movie he's in.
Yes.
Tom Hardy, what a great actor.
I was about to say it should be Tom Hardy, unless we're talking about a different Bane.
No.
I think there's only
It's
been
him.
one live action. All right.
Yeah. No, there's been 2.
Where's the other one?
One from Batman and Robin.
That's right. I was trying to remember.
I
knew it
didn't
was one
watch
of the-
that.
I was trying to remember one of the funnier ones.
I take
Freeze!
that back. I watched it, but I don't really remember that movie.
All those like goofy. I won't lie. The aesthetic of the movies, cool. I like it. The actual movies, I don't really know if you should have really casted Arnold as Mr. Freeze.
I thought he was good. It's just everything else about it was bad.
Exactly. Do you know what we're talking about?
No,
what
I don't think
thought.
I've watched any of these movies.
You know, I don't think you're really missing anything.
You're really not. Maybe the first one. Wait. Maybe the first
You
one.
might as well just watch Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Okay, is it bad that I still haven't watched any Batman movies?
No, that's fine.
Not really, but the Dark Knight trilogy is like very good. Not even just for superhero movies, just movies in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just very good.
I will critique those movies for one. I don't like Bruce Wayne in those movies. Just never did. Like I liked Batman. I just never liked Bruce. It's weird.
That's fair.
Like I know they're like the same character. Just never liked it.
Well, I think that the point is like of Batman is like Bruce just becomes like a character that Batman plays as.
Batman sucks at acting.
the real well I think the reason you don't like him is because he's just an a-hole.
Yeah, I liked Robert's portrayal of
Yeah,
Bruce a lot more.
he was a good Bruce, but that one's more close to like the animation where he's kind of like, I guess it's getting closer to that because it's like trying to be.
My goat, the animated series. Watch it.
He's trying to be more like giving towards Gotham.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Dark Knight, Bruce was just kind of like
He's just
trying
kind of
to be a
there.
loner.
Yeah, he's just.
He didn't really care about anybody as Bruce, but then as Batman, he's like, I'm gonna save everyone.
Sure. It's kind of
It's
weird.
just different direction.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
What was today's topic?
Oh, didn't you want to talk about the presidential race?
Oh God.
I've never seen a president have all these debuffs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna unify Korea and Japan. Did you see that? Did
No.
anybody see that?
What?
Yeah, he said that. I'm like, wait, I don't think you know what that means.
Uh-oh.
That's slavery. That's hardcore slavery. That's the slavery nobody talks about. The Japanese subjugation of the Koreas.
Didn't you specifically want to talk about
Oh, Mr. Beast.
Beast running for president?
Oh my God.
That shit was just funny. It wasn't the fact that Mr.
You
Beast.
swear.
God
You
dang it.
said
Ooh,
the S word.
Man.
Shit counts?
Yeah.
Oh
What do you
my God.
mean?
You just said it again.
Of course it counts.
My grandma doesn't yell at that one. And she's the most religious person.
That is
whatever,
actually
just-
insane.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. What was it? Jax ruined my train of thought. It wasn't the fact that Mr. Beast would run for president. It was everybody just kind of being extremely hostile that I was giggling like a 5-year-old. I'm just so like the most mediocre in the middle ass like political take. I'm like, okay, this is fine. This is like technically still better than the other two at this point.
I mean,
but then everybody was just angry. I'm like, there's no pleasing anybody at this
You
point.
can't make anybody happy.
You can't. People were like, he's a soft sensualist, like left and right. I'm like,
That-
brother, what do you want else?
That's actually
There's nothing else.
insane.
you, I didn't know there was an up and down to the system.
You know, I just don't. Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
I was just extremely confused.
I'm trying to be positive this episode, but yeah, I don't really have anything other than a neutral take on that statement.
I know Mark just recently turned 35. Is there 36?
Yeah, he's 35.
Like,
He is old enough to run for president.
I think if anything,
Is Mark Mr. Beast?
no
Or who the fuck is Mark?
Markiplier.
Oh.
You said it. You said it.
Man, this is an easy episode for
yeah.
me.
Yeah, because you don't cuss. You say darn.
Man,
And you say F.
I'm so.
What the F? Is that what
He
you
just
say?
says F. He says, what the F?
What the F?
French.
Wait, who's Mark?
Markiplier. See,
Wow.
wasn't raised in America.
I-
That's that's just telling of just how the world works. If you don't know like a hyper popular YouTuber, it's just like you may or may not have grown up in the U.S. or
Probably not from the
Yeah.
States.
And I think even then, if Mark were to run, it would just be like the same as Mr. Beast. I try to take everybody's account in the fairness.
The craziest thing is he's like legitimately one of the nicest guys
Yeah.
and like an actual good person. And people would just find a reason. No, they already do. They already find a reason to not like him for no reason. It's like you're just making things up at this point.
I wouldn't. Yeah, politics are funny.
Yeah.
It's just like okay, and I can't really. I don't think Mr. Beast would actually probably ever do it. Like I don't
Probably
think
not.
he would because he'd be like, no, that's dumb. But like having the mild interest, I think I could do it. I think he could, but I don't think
That's
I'd
the
like it
thing
fun.
is like it's almost like a punishment for somebody like unless you're actually trying to run for president and you're a crooked politician,
Mm-hmm.
it's a punishment for anybody else.
Yeah.
Because like you could even look at like when Obama became president, is like, oh, he's just a small town senator and he's doing great. And then he becomes president. He's like, I hate everything. Like you can see by the end of his presidency that the youth and glee from his
He
eyes
literally
was gone.
he went from
True.
jet black hair to white.
to white. That's insane.
Wild.
Yeah.
I in fairness to Obama, he was doing a lot of like drone operations and
Yeah.
the stress from just the decision of you can kill this guy in this building, but you kill other people too.
And I mean, also look at Jimmy Carter. Ran for one term
And
was
died.
Like, he didn't die. He's
looks
alive. What do you mean?
He's still
I mean,
alive.
He looked dead.
I don't think. I mean, he's like almost 100 now, so that's
Yeah.
why he looks dead.
Yeah, he looked dead back then. You can just see the joy fade from the pictures he took. It's just he looks like his eyes look sunken
See,
in.
but apparently, he did a lot of good things after his presidency.
That's what usually some presidents do. Oh, Barack Obama right now is just chilling. He's going to
He's
NBA
vibing.
games and stuff. I'm like, I saw that yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and it's just like I would be like, the Secret Service is just up in the rafters with snipers right now, and no one just knows. This is like Batman.
That's
mission.
true.
Batman could be crawling up there, just,
Batman mission.
just silently taking down the the Secret Service to get to Barack.
That's true.
But yeah, no, it's funny. Twitter's a funny place. It's still a hellhole, but gosh, it is just funny to being like, I have the most basic take on human rights and being white. And I'm just like, oh, it's Jover. The internet has found the blood in the water.
Yeah, I mean that's just Twitter though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like that. That's just the internet, honestly. It's just
Yeah.
angry all the time.
Well, that's basically all I had this week. That's
Man,
other than that. And
very short
What?
topic.
yeah. I was just
No, wait. Didn't you watch like Biden's conference yesterday
No.
or something? I didn't watch it. I just kind of watched the highlights. Okay, so
like, that's why I made the joke about Japan and Korea unifying.
okay, but didn't he address like the vice president as Donald Trump or something?
He's
He's like
senile.
not okay.
No, it's not. It's just funny at this point. I'm like, oh, we're just running a EU4 game right now with the worst leader.
Can we just, as the American people, press like a button that just like gives us
Move.
like how with Uno when you have a really bad hand, You can just like
Ooh.
get rid of your whole hand and get a new hand.
You can do that?
I'm pretty sure. Maybe not Uno, but I know there is a card game where you can do that.
You can kind
Yeah.
of
Apples to apples. That's the one I'm thinking of. Apples to apples. When you have a really bad hand,
How does that work?
you can go, man, I hate this hand. I'm going to throw this in the trash pile and grab a whole new hand of 7 cards so I have better options to choose from. Can't we do that as the American people?
I wish.
I'll wit. It's just not how the system works.
But why? We the people.
Because we the people have been gaslit by the news.
We've been gaslit into thinking we have
Options.
a right to vote, but in reality, it's all up to the Electoral College.
Yeah, the gerrymandering in the Electoral College is just
Yeah.
American history is funny.
There's your lesson to all of you out there, is that no matter how much you put a vote into a third-party candidate, even if they win the popular vote, it's all up to the Electoral Colleges to choose who the president is. So your vote really didn't matter.
It's quite literally rigged.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, that's what I don't understand about American politics, because you guys
We don't
like
either.
advertise
No, we don't
it.
either.
You advertise it as the democracy,
It's a
like
lie.
It's a lie.
American dream.
We've been lying for like 40 years. Not like 100 years.
Ever since Reagan got into office, things
It's all
just
been
got
fucked.
worse.
Of
Like
course, it's Reagan's fault.
My
Really?
dad glazes Reagan, and I'm like,
No.
Do you not understand?
No.
You know what? I sometimes say I don't have a superiority complex. I try to be even in life. But then I hear dumb motherfuckers talk about politics or
Point.
history. I don't care. And I just go, I am intellectually superior to you because you have quite literally no thoughts. You don't think critically for yourself. Look, you read the paper given from the CIA themselves that basically states we put drugs in black communities so they wouldn't vote against us because we sent them all to jail. Signed by, and in bold red letters, Reagan's whole signature. And they just go, but like, and I go, all right, Mr. Over.
We've been
He sabotaged the whole community so he'd have another term.
the entire country's been so gaslit into believing that the presidents are in our best interest.
No.
That the country actually cares about us people.
And you honestly think about it too? He was an actor. What did he know about running a country?
Nothing.
A mediocre actor too.
I'm gonna be honest. You know, I hear the guy all the time. You know, I talk about him. I hate on him. I actually don't know what shows he was in. And you would think being the president, like those shows would got like super popular among like the Republican crowd or something, or at least political people. I don't know what he's been in.
Let's find out.
I don't. Okay,
Wasn't he in westerns?
Everybody was in a western at one point.
Fair.
So I don't exactly know what he was in.
Let's
But
see.
genuinely, since I haven't heard it in the past like 40 years, I don't think it was very good.
No.
So it's just like that. And then like, you know, you have Trump and Biden just being senile. And it's just like, oh.
He's in
Scary.
1938's Boy Meets Girl.
What?
Are we going back? This podcast is just a flat circle.
What do you mean he was in Boy Meets Girl?
He's
Or
in
Boy Meets World?
1938's Boy Meets Girl.
And he did what exact? Was he starring as himself? Ronald Reagan, the U.S. president?
He's the announcer. That's what he's credited as, announcer.
Okay.
Let's see. Maybe we can find something a little
Dang.
more recent.
1938.
Someone also brought up a good point. There's an age limit to becoming a president, but not a maximum age limit. And
Yeah,
a good
that's
point.
stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Like, I'm going to be honest. A 70-year-old man really shouldn't be running
76, dude, or 77 or
I
something.
think we should cap out at like 50.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like maybe 65.
Like 60.
No,
60
70.
sounds good.
70?
70's getting too high.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
70?
Well, I don't know.
Well, Trump
You
still looks
don't-
like he has his mind there, but it's like,
Does
you know.
he though?
Oh,
Does
maybe
he
you're right.
though?
Well, I'll give him his credit. He's at least is not as delusional as Biden. Has all every ill effect in Elden Ring, Minecraft, and Destiny. Yeah, all bad effects right now. I don't even know how he's moving.
You know, I really don't know either.
We're fucked.
Can they both?
Point.
Ooh, good.
See, this wasn't our episode because this one doesn't cuss. I don't even think.
I'll add on anytime I'm pessimistic. I'll give myself a point.
Yeah, this is unfair to begin with.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm being positive today.
Genuinely, I think the last 10 years are like a perfect example of just yeah, I don't think the old people should be here anymore. I like you. You can exist still, but not in political power.
It's about 8 years since the 2016 election. Give Obama his credit. He did pretty decent. He had a good run.
He did.
Okay, what I struggle to believe is that the Democrats can't find anyone else to run for president. Or what happened there? Why is it Joe Biden again?
Because they're just going with their incumbent, and they think by incumbent. Okay, hold on. Let me explain American politics to her real quick. She doesn't know. So the idea here is that it's the incumbent or the one who stays.
Incumbent.
The incumbent.
What does that even mean?
The incumbent means basically the guy who's the still sitting president.
Office.
Okay.
The still sitting president usually wins and outbeats the other guy.
So it was very crazy when in 2020 that Trump lost.
Yes.
I did not foresee that happening.
Yeah, it's very rare that happens. It has happened before, but it's rare. And they're going with that strategy. But apparently, I don't know if it's entirely correct. It could be fake news. But the Democrats are trying to actually usurp themselves. So they want somebody else.
I've been hearing a little bit of murmurs about that too, but I haven't seen any definitive sources.
Our elections this year or next year?
This year.
It's this November.
Year. That's right. Okay, it's 4 years.
So it's the craziest thing to me how the Republicans in all of their people that they still decided to go with Trump again.
I think some were even pissed at him.
That's a crazy thing to do. I think that's actually an insane move on their part.
Because he still has the most political power speaking.
But that's still their whole part, a good majority of their party doesn't like him.
Yeah,
the only reason he has a chance is because Biden's such a weak opponent at this point.
If they really brought a 20-year-old, not a 20-year-old, a 35. If they literally brought Markiplier, I genuinely think he'd beat him.
Yeah, I think he'd have
no political knowledge. Drop him in the debate.
He's just that much more likable.
He just hit him with that charismatic smile, and it'd be over.
Hello, everybody. My name is President Markiplier. Welcome back.
You think he'd still upload?
He'd have to.
I think it would be funny.
President Markiplier.
Dude, no, he wouldn't be able to because the Secret Service would have to view every video. I actually don't think he could upload.
That's why it'd be a punishment for anybody other than a political figure who wants to run for office.
Yeah.
You're actually just Mr. Beast would be tortured if he became president.
Yeah.
He couldn't make the content he'd want to make anymore.
He'd just be well, maybe
unless he just made a nationwide Hunger Games.
That would be, he wouldn't do that. He'd be every state has the opportunity to present into this little game I'm doing.
What if we don't want to?
Well, you don't have to, but if you don't,
I don't trust that he wouldn't abuse his power.
He would do something as a president, but that's not the point. The point is, I think literally any 30-year-old something could probably just at least consciously make a better effort.
Yeah, I mean, how old was Kennedy when he got in office?
Dude, he was the youngest. Is he still the youngest?
Well, yeah, there's a bunch of old guys after him.
Who looked it up? I think Kennedy is still the youngest president.
Right? I think so.
I can't, unless it's no. I think he still is the youngest president.
Yeah, he should be.
Him or Obama? President. I can't remember.
Don't ask me. I'm not the American.
Yes. Womp womp. Why is this list so big? I just want a small. I don't need their presidential
terms and history.
I just want to know what they did.
Maybe that's what my goat Kennedy
For real.
for real.
Actually, Theo Roosevelt,
How old is he?
42.
40?
That's the
Oh,
youngest president.
Wait, there hasn't been a president younger than 40?
No, Kennedy was. Why is this article terrible? 43.
Oh, by 1 year. Okay. Wow, there hasn't been a president that's been 30.
And how old was Obama?
He was probably like 45.
Let's see. He was actually
Examples.
older than Bill Clinton.
Really?
Bill Clinton got in office.
Oh, okay. I'll say 50.
Ulysses S. Grant was also younger than Obama when he got in office.
Damn.
Obama was 47.
Oh.
Wow. He looked really good for 47.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, he has good
age caught up
genes.
to him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's shocking, kind of not shocking for a 35-year-old. Like, technically, if you're thinking like money-wise, it's like, yeah, you probably wouldn't have the funds to do it until you're like 40 if you're like a politician. But
Yeah.
the fact that we haven't at least had, if Andrew Jackson got into the presidency just through his weirdness alone, I'm shocked that
His
nobody.
racism, I think you mean.
Yeah, racism. You're not wrong. Alone, I'm shocked that like not a 39-year-old's made it in.
Just somebody absolutely charismatic.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm genuinely perplexed on that one.
I mean, yeah, I have been too.
The
fact that we have retirement home people arguing over who's going to lead our country is just insane.
Did we talk about the fact that presidents are just immune now? Was that the last podcast or did we not?
No, we didn't talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah, presidents can just do
They
things
can
now.
just do whatever.
Yeah, the court just basically ruled that. I know there was like the fine print of technically under the certain
They don't
conditions.
care. They don't care.
That's just basically for presidents can do anything during their presidency and it doesn't matter.
So they're kind of like a king now.
Yeah, so hopefully that gets overturned.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
suspicious. What was the context under again? I know it was something about Trump.
Yeah, it was because of the January 6th thing where he tried to overthrow the election. They were like,
right.
no, yeah, he did that under presidential powers, so it's fine. It's like,
Oh.
was it though? Was that fine? Because I mean, I feel like you're only saying that because he got you your job.
Yeah. They're genuinely bad candidates. They really don't provide anything. I'm gonna be genuinely honest.
Yeah, we're screwed.
I think we need
I mean, we're doing great.
We're not doing great. That man
Things
is
are gonna be
lying.
fine if all.
I think we should do a hard reset on Congress. Everybody gets reset. Everybody has to be voted back in by the people.
Ooh, I like that. So yeah, let's just combine the apples to apples reset card and that idea, and we have we'd make a perfect government.
The American people should have a fifth vote at all, or third, or how many presidential candidates? There's a fifth vote.
It's just
I don't like anybody.
just destroy the electoral college for one.
We save it for next year.
No, don't save it at all. Get rid of it. It's gone. They don't matter anymore.
Then how would we vote for the next guy?
You don't need an electoral college. You just vote.
Oh, yeah, that works too, I guess.
Because that's what's crazy is Hillary Clinton won the people's vote back in 2016, but it was the electoral college that basically said, yeah, so all the American people want this person to be president, but we're going to choose the other guy.
What state did she lose?
I can't remember.
Do you
Do you guys know why she lost?
Electoral college.
elec-
But why did
college.
the electoral college
Because
not?
it was majority Republican
Oh,
at the time because
wait.
of gerrymandering.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
wait.
hardcore gerrymandering.
Why didn't she run again?
Because she was just tired.
And I think everybody at that point was like, if she lost the last one, there's a very high chance she'll lose
She'll
this
lose
one.
again.
My
Yeah.
goat, Bernie Sanders, not there.
Oh,
They just absolutely, let's be real.
They all kind of suck, but
Yeah.
you got to pick your bad apples from your other bad apples.
It's too, at first, like Biden wasn't that bad of an apple, but then it's just he was
The apple spoiled.
the apple spoiled.
Really bad.
We're
It's
like-
kind of just mush.
We're like, oh, you know, this apple has a few bruises, but I mean, we didn't really like that other apple. And then it's like, oh no, this apple was also bad.
I will argue this though. The smear campaign on Hillary
That was
has
crazy.
to be studied because it was. Why were these documents in your? Okay, hold on. We're gonna do a hypothetical. If for whatever reason, if Donald Trump had nuclear documents,
No, hold the phone. What you're about to say doesn't matter because they literally released the documents that confirmed he was on the Epstein list and exactly what he did on that island, and not a single person talks about it or cares.
we'll use that for example. That blew up like hell, and Epstein was like hella charged, and everybody this time around actually raised all their consecutive eyebrows, and it wasn't pushed underneath the rug. Who would have won, the files or the Epstein list Trump version? That's more interesting. You either got somebody leaking government files or pedophile. Choose.
I think it's, in my humble opinion, I feel like the PDF files are worse.
Yes, PDF files, right, babe? I taught it.
Oh yeah, you taught me what that meant.
That's
the
a
other
good
day.
slang.
It is. It ruins PDFs, but we say PDF files. That makes it better.
Yes.
PDFs are goated though.
But yeah, that's the state of America right now.
I genuinely think maybe Hillary should have won the first go around because I don't.
She should have.
Yeah.
Did those emails really matter in like the long
No,
term?
they really didn't. Because as soon as she lost, they were like, "Oh yeah, we don't care anymore."
Yeah, that.
Except
Damn.
for some reason, the weird people still are like, "Arrest her," and it's like, but what about arrest the other? If we arrest one, can we just arrest all of the ones who
Yeah.
did something bad?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Are we just singling out one? Why don't we just?
Yeah,
do
what about
all of them?
Obama? You know, well, I'll say it on that one too. It's like you clearly, bombed some chickens. You know what I'm talking about? And it's just like no war crimes.
I think they do want Obama though.
Yeah, that
it's
was-
more like Trump.
Yeah,
What about him?
yeah, that one too. I mean,
What
fair to
about-
everybody.
What about Bush? I know what he did.
Bush did some funny things.
We know what you did, Bush.
I like Nat's just here immersed in all this.
I'm
American
learning
freedom.
more about American politics.
So how
Because
do
you guys grew up with this stuff, right? Like
grew up
I've only
suffering.
learned about American politics like in the past few years.
Toes.
Whoa.
But how do you feel? Like you're the observer here. What me and Kayla have been discussing. How do you genuinely feel about that? The whole presidential candidate being smeared for files that quite literally what were in them? Did we ever get them exposed, or
I
they
don't
were just
think
like
so. I don't even know if they actually really existed either.
Yeah, Kayla, I might have to look into it later, but like files that just may or may not have mattered ruin a woman's career.
A couple emails got
That's
deleted,
sad.
and they're like, "That's enough to make you not president." Next to the guy who literally was saying that he on record was with a PDF file and was admitting to raping people.
That's wild.
It happened
I
like
don't know how
during
that
his
happened.
presidency, like how do I pronounce it? Prawn scandals. And it's just like, oh, and why do you want to vote for him exactly?
Why do you want him in office
Genuinely, I was
specifically?
thinking about it. I was trying to be really fair when I was reading those Mr. Beats tweets. What? All fairness, you gotta give him
All
the pros in here.
fairness.
You're being hyper positive. So in this,
I'm so positive today.
what did Trump do? Genuinely, that was beneficial for all, or just beneficial in general
Like for the American people?
for the American people.
Oh.
Because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, hold on. The last like 4 presidents, I could probably name like 2 points. What did Trump do? Genuinely, for the average American.
Ooh, I mean,
Like, think about it. Be nice.
I mean,
Maybe slightly help the economy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But I don't think it really mattered.
At the end of the day, the things he did for the economy didn't help the lower class. It helped the upper class.
So we're just Reagan. We're doing Reagan
So,
again.
oh man, I'm trying to find it. I know there was one thing that was like, yeah, you know what? I'll give him that, but I can't think of it right now.
Like Obama, like actually genuinely did things.
I think he was a good leader.
Yeah.
Obama, not Trump.
Like, you know-
I mean, under Trump, the kind of country divided itself even further than
Bro, I know.
previously.
Maybe China is really just pulling weight right now.
Matt.
I don't know. This is wild.
I'm sorry. I mean, maybe I'm just historically wrong, but I truly cannot think of something extremely good that he did.
You know what? You know what's wild? I think Biden, even though he wasn't as controversial until like the past few months, he got people out of the Middle East.
That's true.
I'll give him that.
Yeah,
But what
I know.
I know you don't like Trump at all.
Don't say that. He might win. This might come and bite me in the ass later.
But what did you think he did that was even slightly beneficial?
Trump?
Yeah. I'm trying to find points.
I'm really trying to look. 'Cause the only thing I've really heard was that the economy was better under him, but
Yeah.
that was really just from Obama's
I think it was
runoff.
the first like 2 years, right? And they just credited it to him.
It was good until like
COVID.
he started making policies, and then the rich got richer, and then COVID hit, and then the rich got even more richer.
Didn't he have tax evasion?
Yeah, he did that too. Look, guys,
forgot
I'm
about
really
that.
trying.
Didn't he have?
Wait, I have a positive.
Uh-huh.
He was more upfront about about all the immigration policies and like just like deporting people like straight up, while the Democrats just hide it and don't say it, but they still do it.
You know what?
What was slightly positive about that at all?
You know what?
At least he's upfront about it.
You know what? That's
racism. At least
that has a point. He was at least upfront with things to us. He at least he was like the bad guy on the movies, telling us all the evil plans straight to our face. So you know
Exactly.
what? At least he was honest with us. He's not very honest right now, but at least he was honest as the president.
He was honest then,
Asterisk.
to some degree.
We don't know.
So
what he did,
genuinely, what did he do? Because I'm not hearing jack.
really, all he did was hit like Republican people into
That's all he did.
this.
Oh wait, he put that one girl or woman, I guess, in the Supreme Court, Amy something.
Yeah,
And they completely destroyed.
And
the one that one of the people who decided that the president has a get out of jail free card.
So not good, actually.
You know,
but that's something that he did.
I mean, I guess it depends on how you. It really depends on what side of the river you're standing on.
I'm trying to be
True.
extremely neutral here. Give me something.
Because if you're on the side of the river that's like, hey, we hate abortion and we like Trump and the Republican Party and all that they stand for, then he did a lot of good things for those people.
You know what? I'm going to give a controversial take. I think while those things are important, I think there's other critical issues that need to be established. And the fact that
Right?
Not
neither,
a single-
don't get me wrong, women's rights, I'm all for the girlies. But genuinely, that should be the side of your problem because we got bigger issues to deal with. And neither two presidents in their presidency have done nothing.
Yeah.
I've gotten like soldiers out of the Middle East, one, and then the other guy just slightly being more open and racist.
The point for racism.
Yeah.
I haven't. What's
Look,
happening?
I really try. I really did try. I'm gonna be. I really
Wasn't
did.
there like a massive like gas line leak or like pipe leak during president? Like
That's right. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
and did he not do any? I know
No,
it's like not his power.
I think it was that they basically got rid of the ability for like they basically signed off that an oil company was going to be able to run a line through Native American lands, which basically poisoned their whole water supply.
Yeah.
They did that. Got rid of conservation for endangered species.
Hold on, wait a minute. This is a good point. A whole thing about Trump's presidency was like making like the miners and the hard workers keep going. Did he not do that? Because I genuinely don't think any of those people benefited.
No,
they voted for him, and
I think their lives relatively stayed the same. They're still suffering in the mines. The thing that they did to probably help them was they didn't push for any sort of clean energy. Just made sure fossil fuels and charcoal stayed the main fuel source of America, so they got to keep their jobs.
That's like one.
That's a positive.
That's like a decent positive. So like doing nothing and just keeping the same course, if not slightly solidifying it more, is positive. So,
yeah, I mean, overall, I think the working class got nothing, but the upper class got some tax breaks. So if you're an upper class, that's a positive.
I don't think Nat knows this. I'm gonna tell her.
What?
Do you want to know a fun fact about the U.S. Constitution? Mm-hmm. We have the legal right, straight up, word for word. But you can look this up for me. You know where I'm taking this. Word for word, bar for bar, can rebel against their own government, and we will not be criminalized.
So why don't you?
Caleb?
Hold
on,
because
we're waiting.
the American people have been essentially gaslit into hating each other at the very base level, that we see each other as the enemy, and we worship the people who are rich.
Oh yeah.
That's the society we live in.
I can totally see
However, a lot of people, as of this year, especially after seeing all the things going on in the Middle East, and how during one of the worst bombing raids to happen over there was when they had the Met Gala, and all the rich people were all over the place, and everybody saw that and said, "Man, we hate you people."
Yeah.
That was pretty much the most that we did so far in terms of that step of rebelling.
Yeah. So yeah, we have the legal obligation. So even if I terrorize my government, I technically wouldn't be penalized, right? Give me the quote. I know it's in there.
Well, I mean, maybe in Washington, but I mean, Texas made it illegal to protest.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna trust the red state. You can't protest. Why not? Because it ruins my self-esteem.
Because you blocked our roadways.
Oh no.
See, I think that's the problem in this country.
Oh no, I can't get coffee in the morning. My wife is ruined.
Oh no.
I think that's the problem with this country, that it's so divided and there's just no organizing and no revolting against the government.
Yeah.
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 It's like I was telling my mom, the redneck white guy probably has a lot more in common with the
Joe Schmo,
the field worker Mexican, than the rich white guy. So I don't know why they try to be friends with the rich white guy when they could just be friends with the field worker Mexican, and they'd probably be a lot more happy hanging out together.
The system is rigged. It's been rigged. And genuinely, it upsets me.
Me too.
To a fundamental core. And I hate it. Somebody should I don't know, go to beat a cane. The amount of times I've been like, what if I just walked into the Congress with a cane, and the guy who's been yapping for 4 hours about a children's book, and just be like, shut up.
Just beat him.
Next guy.
Isn't that the point that led to the Civil War?
Yeah. I think we need that. Because at this point, I think we just, we all hate each other.
Let's just duke it out.
Call of Duty, free for all. 1, 3, 2, 1.
Is that Call of Duty or Smash Brothers?
Both at this point.
Call of Duty and Smash Brothers.
Average, all supers, all items. Let's just have fun.
You know what? Screw it. Does that make the nukes the Smash Ball?
Yes. Whoever gets the Smash Ball.
Whoever gets the nuclear codes gets to use their super.
I'm saying this seriously too, by the way, babe. I'm being genuinely honest. We have never been so over.
Oh my, okay, wait, but this is what I admire about the French, that every time their government upsets them, they go
because
and
the government
burn
has no
shit.
power. So that's it's just it's totally a fair fight. Another reason why nobody ever brings it up, it's like, why don't the American people just rebel? The problem is, all of our tax money is basically used not for other people, but also against us.
Yeah,
Because it's like, sure, I could rebel, but that's a tank. What do you want me to do against that? I quite literally would need to be Jesus to defeat the U.S. Army at this point.
I've been listening.
That's not an exaggeration.
I've been listening to a lot of System of a Down. Man, it's radicalized me.
Oh, I've been listening to that since I was a wee lad.
More radicalized than before.
Yeah.
Like I started actually listening to lyrics. I'm like, man, they really did try to build a system.
Yeah. It's been over for a while.
This is so stressful. I generally think that if Trump wins, we will become a fascist state.
Oh yeah, have you read Project 2025?
Yeah.
I remember because I was telling Alex about this, that I was just in my room. I just finished editing the podcast, and I was waiting for that to encode, and I was like, I've been hearing a lot about this Project 2025. Let me see what this is all about. And I went to their official website. This is their official
It's
website.
batshit insane.
The Heritage Foundation website was reading about it, and it was like that meme or the scene from Ratatouille where the guy's reading the letter that says that Linguini's actually the son. Mm-hmm. And I was reading through their official page, and every sentence I read, it was like they're trying to, like, you could tell they were like, oh, this is such a good thing. I was like, this is actually just like evil.
This is 1939 Nazi Germany.
This is just an actual evil plan. Like they're two of their main points to abolish the Department of Education and to get rid of environmental protection agencies.
Oh my
They did the
God.
first part of that by getting rid of what was it? I can't remember what the overall organization's called, but it basically got rid of OSHA.
Oh yeah.
Defunded OSHA.
I genuinely, straight up, don't understand, like, how like a Joe Schmo, like I'm talking a guy that just works 9 to 5, looks at that and goes, wait a minute, they got rid of OSHA? Isn't that the whole? Aren't those the people that say, put on your helmet so you can live? This isn't for me. This is for you. And you go.
They go to the corporation, not the employees, but the people who are over the employees, who oversee whatever business you're working at, and they say, yeah, that guy who's working next to the frayed wires shouldn't be doing that. Fix those frayed wires.
He will literally die. We're not trying to be a dick. We're trying to save his life.
We will shut down this business if you do not get that fixed. They're gone now.
So, like, the average guy just looking at that saying, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing.
No, that's a bad business. Get rid of that business.
I genuinely don't think a lot of people even know what that plan actually is.
I don't know either. It's like those times. I always remember this comment where you're just like, I forgot the story. I forgot the whole context of it, but it's some like old lady talking, right? It's like, oh, she's Republican and she's getting it. She realized the system is bad, and then just goes, I think it's because of the gays. And he went, no, you were that close.
No, I remember it wasn't the gays. It was the immigrants.
Oh, that's it's the immigrants. It's like, oh,
it's like,
you were that so
close. If all of our money is going up, how is it possible that it's the people who are below us who are the problem? Gotta ask that question. Who's the problem? The guys who are driving yachts who cost billions of dollars every year just to run? Or the guy who came over the border just to...
But literally $0.
$0 to his
working
name.
in a field.
Working in a field at a job that nobody else will want to work for very minimal payment.
We're talking about like 2 pesos.
Not even 2 pesos.
Even less.
Just working just enough to make it so they can send money to their family to live.
I would love to just have a slow talk with a Republican. They live in a van
Down by the river.
Down by the river, not doing anything. They don't talk to you. They don't ask for any funds. They just wake up, go to work, and make their small cents and dollars. And you're going to tell me that it's their fault to why you're not getting paid. And it clearly says in your contract with your boss, they take X amount out of your cut of the work you primarily did, which they didn't do. They just told you to do.
Yeah.
So I would repeat. This is actually, I'm being very serious now. This isn't a bit any longer. Clip this. You think that guy's the problem, and it's not your boss and or anybody else in your boss's circle. And also, I'd like to point out, all crime rates around the world have significantly plummeted over the last 100 years. Nobody's doing crime anymore. It's just kind of a thing.
That's
so.
crazy.
It's just like, in general, why are you getting mad at the poor guy? I'm being very blunt. Why? I'm not even going to the crazy politics. I'm not getting into abortion. I'm not getting into women's rights. I'm not getting into any of that. Even taxes. I'm being genuinely honest. Human to human. The most human I can even get. Why are you mad at the guys coming into the country? Because they want to better the country and make money for you and the economy you're living in. And you're getting mad at them.
Here's the craziest part, too, is I'm seeing a lot of stuff, too, about boomers just hating Gen Z, saying that we're lazy and don't want to work. But it's like our entire...
I don't think I've ever explained that.
Us trying to get, at the very basic need, an apartment, we'd still have to work 2 jobs and barely scrape by. And somehow, somewhere in somebody's brain, that's still somehow the immigrants' fault and not the fault of the billions of billionaires. The billionaires who own every house in town.
Oh no, I'm going Johnny Silverhand. Oh no. Oh no, put the clip on. It's a forces against empathy, man.
I don't know where this disconnect is, where it's like, this person has a lot of money and does absolutely nothing. I have to work twice as hard to just
and even
make
longer.
It by. This guy is working even harder than I am and is barely scraping by at all, working a terrible job. So it must be his fault that everything's bad.
It's the media's fault.
Real.
Yeah.
And Trump's narrative.
I think any political party's narrative at this
Honestly.
point. Like, it's not a single party's fault. It's quite literally the system that's been up.
They are 2 sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Because honestly, no matter who wins in November, both sides technically do. Both sides of the parties technically do win, because whatever media is on the losing side then gets to have all their viewers get to watch for the next 4 years as they say that the other side is ruining the country.
Yeah. It's welcome to the cycle that's been made since the Cold War.
What's even crazy is all like the ones who mostly are like supporting the liberal side of things, those news stations still complained about the Republicans the entire time that Biden was president.
Okay, wait. This is I have 2 things. First, does the common man even like the parties anymore?
No.
Like,
unless they're uneducated. Then of course they do.
Genuinely, I want to go to both parties and be like, okay, the opposite opponent. Why do you dislike them? Like, genuinely, not for their character, but for what they do. Why don't you?
Yeah.
I want to ask that. Second off, back to the boomer take. I saw my dad watching the same exact videos I watched. The rent ones. I've seen them pop on your page too, because we
Which ones?
It's like how does somebody afford like a down payment of $100K? Like those videos.
Yeah.
I saw my dad watching them. I don't know what his reaction is, but they appear on his timeline on his YouTube Shorts feed. That's how he consumes his content. And YouTube Shorts is a interesting place. I will say that it's almost a completely different sibling to regular YouTube. And my dad watches that, right? And I generally want to go up to him and say, Dad, not even a political issue. Neither party, both parties have been subjugating this entire system for all this long. What is your answer? And if my dad, being the Joe Blow common man he is, still says it's the Democrats' problem or fault, I'm just going to be like, all right.
My brother in Christ.
There's no saving you or the system. We just got to burn it down.
And you know, a good majority of the people do think like that. And no matter how hard you try to hammer in their head what the actual issue is, they'll just ignore it.
Yeah.
They don't care really.
I'm going to be...
We've just become... we were positive. I'm positive. We are...
Doom with me. This place sucks, right?
Yeah, dude.
Have...
you say some things about Guatemala all the time, but genuinely, bar for bar, politically wise, which one's better?
Oh, well.
And the fact that you had to go, to the place that considers us like the democratic best nation in the world is a problem. The fact that you just went, I don't know about that one.
Okay, see, the thing is that Guatemala is a democratic country. Like, the popular vote does elect the president and the congressman. Yeah, no, there's no electoral college bullshit. But the thing is that down there is a lot of corruption, and in the past there's been a lot of corrupt presidents that just take away like the people's money.
It was our fault.
And yes and no. That specific thing.
Okay, she's being positive.
So it's complicated.
So
Guatemalan politics are complicated.
So you'd say your complex politics and our complex politics are basically the same, but you and your country doesn't go around saying that they're the best and freest.
Yeah, fuck no. That's an American thing.
Yeah, I think we have a problem.
If we, as the American people, all just gathered together for one big barbecue, we'd all understand that, hey, we're not all that different inside, or what we put inside our bellies. So therefore, we should all just be homies.
Can we like charge up a spirit bomb and just nuke the House and Senate? And just be like, this represents change.
That would be pretty neat.
Or do I have to go... Hold on. Do I have to go full tarnished in Elden Ring and beat every political party member? So I gain the presidency by default? And I can just change the system? Is that how it's going to work at this point? Is rebelling just going to be straight up just Elden Ring? I just have to do it with my bare hands? Oh, ye tarnished. Piece together the Elden Ring. Or the U.S. Congress system. And everything else, the Constitution, maybe the Articles of Confederation if we need them. Anything at this point might work.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to try.
The articles sucked, Caleb. I'd rather take that right now than the current system.
I mean, I was more meaning like to try your strategy of
that one,
fighting your way to the top.
I think so at this point. I don't know what to do. Should I really
know
move to
either.
Canada? I heard Canada's worse now.
Apparently
I'm
they got
not
the
going
Trump
to
politics
Canada.
too, so it's like,
So what do we do, babe? Be our light of our shade, our sunshine, our yellow fashionista. How to save us, Nat? What would you do?
I'll just tell you a story. One of my favorite memories of like my life was almost 10 years ago. It was like 2012. And Guatemala got a new president. And this man, he was like a military like guy, like back in the Guatemalan Civil War. Like he killed a lot of people. It was really bad. And he got elected, right? So it was like kind of like Trump getting elected, right? And then he ended up like being very corrupt, stealing like millions of money from the Guatemalan population, and also doing a lot of like shit with like the narcos and like drugs and stuff. So then the Guatemalan people like started like protesting, and it was like honestly just peaceful protests, and it went on for like a month. And I actually went to a lot of them. Like after school, like I'd go out to like the Central Park and like just like we'd all have signs, and like people would give speeches and all that, and like it was like more like organized. And then like with all the pressure, the president actually like he quit. Like he was like, okay, like I'm done. So then, and I think he actually ended up going to jail. I can't remember. It's been a while, but it was like actually, it was a moment where I was like, wow, when people actually like organize, like shit can actually change.
Caleb lost count. I threw a couple F-bombs, but Caleb wasn't at the count.
Oh, you know what? I'll give Alex 2 more points.
I said it way more than 2.
Caleb and Post, tell me if I'm right or wrong to give him 2 points for me not noticing, but him also admitting to the fact that he did.
I'm like Trump. I'll be honest about my problems. That's so hopeful. I hope we could do that.
I know, and
Bully
I hope
the
so
president
too.
out of office.
Yeah, that's basically what we did.
It's not even the president at this point. It's just the congressman. Like, that's my main issue. It's just like the fact that nothing gets passed, and it's all just a bunch of garbage.
Oh, you know what I learned a few months ago? That in the U.S. Congress, like they can just it has a name where like the congressmen just like go in front of the stage and talk for hours.
What is it called again?
So they prevent from shit from passing.
What was that called? You just said it too.
I don't think I haven't said it, but
No,
I
you
mentioned it.
you did say the name of what it was, but
Man, I don't think
why
I did.
can't I remember?
I know it has a name.
I didn't say filibuster. I mentioned it. But yeah, no, filibustering's dumb. It just makes no sense.
Dude.
It's quite literally
that's stupid.
unpatched exploit since 1940.
If you filibust, we should be able to filibust your job.
I'm gonna filibust a nut in your mouth.
your house.
That's what I do. If you yap for more than an hour, I will personally show up to Congress and stick my dick down your throat until I yeet, so you can get the fuck off the stage. If you don't want that to happen, stop at 59, 60, whatever the minutes are in seconds. God damn it. Okay?
And see, Alex, because
Wow.
you're over 18, they might not want it.
Yeah. That's yeah. So do better. I'll do that.
Give myself a point for that one.
That's crazy.
No, it's ridiculous. Do you know that who did it? Who did it for like 6 hours? And they were talking about a child's book.
I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
What? Oh, I don't even know who it was. But
Some
they'll just
nameless senator who
for
no one likes.
6 hours about not even the current subject. And they will. You know what they'll do? Here's the funny thing. This makes it worse. They'll pause. They'll pause for like days and then come back to talking about Dr. Seuss again.
About Dr. Seuss?
They will talk about anything not being the government.
I'm not
If I was president, I don't even know if I could technically do it, but I would. I'd either make. This would be the major thing I would do. I would. Is it presidential acts, right?
Yeah.
I would do a presidential act. I think I could technically do this if I know the lore, the loopholes, and be like, if you talk more than an hour,
Drone strike.
not a drone strike, I will personally myself go there and or
You will make
hire
them.
some.
You will make them suck you up.
No, not that. That would be too far.
Oh.
But I would personally go and slap box the fuck out of you and have the
Point.
Secret Service there so you wouldn't be able to touch me. So you would move off stage and go on to the next person. If I can't do that and the Secret Service doesn't let me do it, I do this instead. I would get the slap boxing champion of what I think he's some Russian guy. I'd personally hire him to slap the guy talking for more than an hour. If you can't get your point across in an hour, brother, you might have a bad bill or a bad law.
What's crazy is that in speech and debate, we'd get docked points if we went over the time limit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so
Wait,
the fact that
what?
they can do it in politics is actually crazy.
I'd get the I think it's a Russian guy, or maybe no. I actually think it back. It's somewhere in Eastern Europe. But I'd get the guy, Moist Critical. Charlie has an official league for it, or had, and I would get that guy and be like, John, or I don't know what his name is. Slap that guy. Boom. All right,
Yeah.
next guy. That guy sucked at his job. You guys need to hire better. Just doing that, I feel like, and I know there's some like other way, like a pension where they can't get like reelected or whatever would work too. But I feel like some slap clips would be very funny for the
I
American
like the idea that Mark and his friends came up with on one of their episodes of their podcast. Was that they make it a new law that as soon as you're done with whatever, like give term limits to everybody, and as soon as you're done with your term, public execution. Then only the people who really want to be there and would really want to change the country for the better would go out as martyrs.
Oh, okay. This would make it better. And really would challenge people. Same idea, but at the end of the term, the people vote if you live or die.
That's crazy.
So if you actually do a good job,
You live.
you live.
It's like the Hunger Games, but for politicians.
You know what? Might as well.
I'd be down. You down?
That'd be pretty
I'm
cool.
down. That sounds like a good plan.
At this point, it solved things.
That's how kindness wins. We as the American people win.
And genuinely knowing how people act, I think there would be some good people lost.
Yeah.
Because looking back at Mr. Bigwood's class, we took away women's rights.
We did.
What?
Oh, I don't think Nat was here for that story.
Oh yeah, what was funny about it? So it was like our last assignment for the year that we had to basically put up a new law or constitution, whatever it was. We're putting in like a new law in place, and we're giving like somebody had to like we promoted our law. And we had, I think somebody came up to either go for or against it, right? Somebody argued for or against it. Or no, we had a supporter, and then anybody could come up randomly and say why that would be a bad idea. And so one of the girls in our class, she came up and said, I want to get rid of women's rights. Huh? Women need to go back to the kitchen.
What? A girl said that?
A girl went up and said that.
It was so bold and brash.
It was so bold and brash that it unanimously passed.
We all agreed.
So we all agreed to get rid of women's rights.
And the joke going on forward is anytime the girls had an opinion, I think Ben or I had brought it up. Don't they not have rights? Don't they not have rights in this class anymore?
Also, my law
Or
that
something
got
like
passed
that.
was that we should all Thanos snap.
Yeah, there was.
We should all get Thanos snapped.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
What?
Like
dust coming out of
all the
pregnant
dust, all the dust that would be left behind could be used as fertilizer and help the next populations grow. That got passed, but my idea to use the Australia plan for prisoners, but to shoot them into space, they didn't like that idea.
Yeah, which is weird. Oh no, killing people, taking away women's rights.
That's weird. Why was that?
No, they voted to kill people.
No.
They voted to kill people.
Oh, they did?
But to keep prisoners alive and send them into space, they said no to that.
They just said straight kill?
Oh.
Yeah, they said Thanos snap. Innocence and not innocent.
What were you guys doing in Mr. Bigwood's class?
Oh, shenanigans. I don't.
Pretty much.
I think he was my favorite teacher ever in all schooling.
That was probably the greatest class to ever exist.
And it was
Was it English?
Yeah. And you know what? I will say this. I did learn about English too.
It's true.
I appreciated some of the finer arts.
Crazy how when you make your class fun and entertaining,
People actually
as
like
well
it.
as educational, you actually leave an impact on the people who are in that class.
I appreciate writing now. Even now. I think that's why I like JoJo's and manga so much, was because of Mr. Bigwood.
Yeah.
Just to appreciate the art form. It was neat.
Got rid of women's rights though.
Yeah, I don't know how
insane.
we escalated to that point, but we did.
By the end of the year, it was just all cuffs were off.
But I do believe in girly rights.
We voted out women's rights.
It wasn't even our choice.
I don't even think
we chose, but like she came up with it.
I don't even think if it was anybody else, I don't think it would have passed. But the fact that it was a girl went up there and said so confidently
and casually.
I
think we should just get rid of women's rights.
She basically gave every argument on why she shouldn't have to have rights. And we're just like, man,
That's
she
wild.
really doesn't want rights. I guess we'll take them away.
We were
It was high school. I get it.
It was
No,
fun.
it's not, and it's not any much different from today's politics.
Not really.
Like genuinely, like
The
we always.
women already actively trying to get rid of their own rights.
You know what? This is a good opportunity right now. I know we're running a bit long, but we always do when we have a guest.
It's true.
My girlfriend brought up a good point the other day,
What?
I'll bring it up. Hold on,
Oh,
you know
I'm
about
scared.
it. Don't be scared. We were talking about something politically because it happens every once in a while. We just start yapping, and we somehow got to the idea of abortion, right? Mm-hmm. And you brought up a good point. Why the fuck is there friendly fire on the girl side, dog?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I want a girl's opinion recorded right now. Why is there
Yeah.
friendly fire? Can you explain that to me?
Okay, by friendly fire you mean
Why
like,
do other girls tell you shouldn't kill that baby and or should kill that
I
baby?
don't understand because they're also women. They also could be like in a situation where they can't have a child and they don't want it. And then what do? Have the kid and be miserable?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
You don't?
They're just bitches.
Let's go back to the women's sports episode of this podcast. Women hate women sometimes, and it makes
Yeah.
no
Can
sense.
you confirm that? I brought you up on that podcast episode too.
Oh, I
The
gotta
girls just
watch
hate
it.
other girls, just straight up.
Okay, see, and we were talking about like the female gaze the other day. Remember that?
It was getting crazy.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know if it's like that the patriarchy made us women like kind of pit against each other, like, or it's just like a thing that happens. It's a human thing. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's true.
It's so weird.
No, it's either a guy's fault or just I don't know, just hated.
Yeah, like I don't understand like conservative women that are like no abortion, no birth control. Like, girl,
Yeah,
what?
It doesn't even affect you.
Apparently,
You
they're
have
trying
a choice.
They're trying to get rid of condoms too. It's like, what?
Are they?
Yeah, I think Project 2025, they say they want to get rid of
Oh.
recreational sex.
So
Bro, we have to end the podcast. I'm about to make that the swear jar overfill. I'm actually so confused.
That was actually the craziest part. Was like, what do you mean no condoms? What do you mean when you say no condoms? What do you mean by that? What are you genuine? Say to me direct. Look at me in my eyes, my two eyes, and tell me exactly what you mean when you say to get rid of condoms. Because there's a lot of issues that could arise from that one specific decision.
Were condoms? Hold on, wait a minute. I'm about to glaze condoms hella hard right now.
Do you have to already? I feel like I get it every day.
I think I have to remind people why they were primarily used to stop AIDS. That's what they were used for. They were a critical factor in helping people not get AIDS. And you know what? I'm gonna throw my dad underneath the bus. The Republican Party thinking that AIDS was a gay thing. It started off as it, but it wasn't initially because of gay people, okay? But the condoms solved that problem for you, buddy. So getting rid of them in its entirety doesn't solve anything. It actually
makes it worse.
Significantly makes it worse for everybody. The cons are so outlandishly large. I think it might be one of those. I think the only example I could like piece together is like when people like when there's so much peace around, people forget about war. Condoms have been so good that everybody forgets why they were initially
Why we
made.
have
So they stop the transmissions of diseases and unwanted children.
When you have when your health class has a specific day designed to tell you to do a specific thing, such as wearing a condom, there's a good chance that you should probably take into account that that thing is probably for your best interest.
I don't get it.
It's like they're basically what they're saying is, let's get rid of oven mitts, right?
And use your bare hands.
Use your bare hands every time.
That's a good way to put it.
Because you should face the consequences of baking a cake. If you're not man or woman enough to face
If you're
the
not a
consequences,
heterosexual male,
if you don't want to feel, if you don't want to, you can't bake a cake and eat it without burns. You have to feel the burn. You need to feel what it's like to make a cake.
you know what? I have like two answers to why they want to do that. One, population. I know that's really big with like Republicans right
We
now.
have such a huge population.
Yeah,
But
there's so
but
many
they think
people
we're all gonna
already.
die out for some reason.
We
I don't know
should.
why. But the second reason,
Oh,
but isn't the second reason? I'm being genuinely honest. The reason why I brought up my dad and the whole gay thing with like AIDS originally being like from the gay community. I don't even know if that factually even backed up. I could be totally wrong, by the way. That's like 40 years old at this point. But like, do Republicans just think condoms are just gay? I'm trying to answer this. Do you think it's gay?
Do you want the real answer?
Go ahead. Give me
They
something.
want every single sexual encounter to only be between a man and a woman who are married, and if they are not, then they immediately have to have that baby, and then they get married after that point.
But what does that solve? That doesn't do anything for you. What genuinely do you get out of a marriage like that? Tell me. Because technically those people get tax benefits, and that's all. But that doesn't benefit you.
Can I answer that without getting a pessimist point?
Go ahead, brother. I'll give you a pass.
You get absolutely nothing.
please.
Doesn't make them Christian.
There's no
You please the
benefit.
conservative God.
There's no benefit other than that corporations get another worker to put in the slaughterhouse at this point because there's no OSHA. And it's all coming together because there's no OSHA to give workers protection rights. So the workers can keep dying at the workplace and the company doesn't lose any money. And then people just keep pumping out new workers to replace those workers. And they get to come to work at an earlier age because they also are trying to get rid of child labor laws.
Are we actually just in 1984 right now? Like not a joke. Is it actually just 1984?
Not yet. We're getting there.
Can we move to Guatemala? I think it's actually genuinely safer. Can I carry a strap on me over there though? Can I carry on me?
I think so. Yeah.
Cool. All right. I'm good. I want my Second Amendment right everywhere. It might be an illegal firearm in the country of Guatemala, but I legally got a firearm.
Dude, that's why I don't get why they say the United States is the land of the free.
When you're taking
It's
away
not feeling
condoms-
like that right now, bro.
Wait,
It's not.
Hold on. Wait a minute. This will be the last thing before we end off the episode because it's just shenanigans at this point. Because it's quite literally just like the Republican Party, or really just the government in general, doesn't make any sense. Is there anywhere in the world that bans condoms? Can you Google that for me? If there isn't, if there is, why did they do it? I can understand
question.
Japan because they have nobody that wants to fuck there. I get that. But like anybody anywhere else. And even then, they're trying to get foreigners. They don't even care anymore. They're just like anybody.
Countries where condoms are banned: Nigeria,
Okay.
the Philippines,
That's
Indonesia.
okay.
I'm
shocked there's more than-
what happened? What happened? Why is Timu? No!
We're getting Timu condom ads.
Oh, is this the actual list? Band type? Wait,
Wait, what?
I'm confused. Was that not the real
Dude,
list?
apparently there's a list that causes your brain to
Okay.
go crazy.
So, Afghanistan,
Okay. That one I
band
can understand.
type, legal. The ruling Taliban have declared condom use illegal and ordered retailers to cease condom sales. And in Indonesia, Muslim leadership in Indonesia strongly discourages condoms, maintaining that condom use leads to promiscuity.
So it's currently just
Nigeria.
Muslims just being no sex. That I get.
Nigeria, illegal to encourage the use of condoms. Government rulings stated continued advertisement of condoms indirectly legalizes fornication and adultery. Condom quality is also a concern, which has caused many potential users to distrust condoms' reliability.
that one I can kind of.
North Korea.
That's North Korea. I
North
get that.
Korean national leader Kim Jong-un. Shall I continue?
No, I understood. You said condoms banned. Where? North Korea. Move on. I know that one.
Philippines. Though not illegal, condoms are frowned upon by the Catholic Church in the Philippines.
That makes sense.
Which advocates for abstinence instead.
So
many adults forego condoms in order to avoid the shame associated with their use. And in Zambia, condom use is equated with weak character by Zambia's ideological Christian government.
So what you're telling me here is this. Basically, it all comes down to either religious views and or being a pussy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, wait.
So there's actually no proper use other than what was it? Nigeria being like their questionable quality?
Yeah, I don't,
like maybe
I don't even think that's a condom thing in general. That's like just the ones that are produced there.
Yeah, that one I can be like, okay, maybe that one makes sense. The other one's completely just like, okay, religious views, where we're just making shit up.
And so how is that everyone else's problem?
I don't understand.
Matt, what are your
continue?
thoughts?
Okay, I was gonna say this one last thing, because banning condoms will not stop people from fucking. I'm sorry, I know that's a point, but like, it's like abortions. They still happen illegally. So why don't you just make it safe and legal for people to do it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow, my girlfriend being based as per usual.
But like I said before, the answer to that is they want more workers to send to the slaughter.
Yeah, I won't lie. If there is a revolution, babe, I might go to war.
I'll give myself a point for this. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if you're living in poverty. You could be living in the dirt, eating bugs for every meal. They don't care as long as you go to work and do the job that gets them their billion-dollar vacations every summer.
I'm going to be genuinely honest. Do you think you could just steal from a billionaire, and do you think they'd honestly notice?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, they'd know.
Like, even if it was like $20?
Because they just care. They'll see their number drop and they'll go, why did my number drop? Why did my number drop? Where did it go? Him.
If there is a God, please give me something. I'm not even a religious man. Maybe that one time in June or in May where it predicted my good month on YouTube, and I might have became a religious man because of that, because it was way too coincidental. But if there is a God, answer me why all of these shenanigans are happening. Because you know what? I genuinely would think God would be like, I'm okay with condoms,
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that they're like, God wouldn't want this, and it's like, the ends don't justify the means. I feel like you're a worse person for what you're doing to prevent this than the people who are actually doing the thing that you say God hates.
Right? You went to Bible study today, so you're the most infatuated actually here with us. So do you really think God would hate people wearing condoms?
No. I think people try to mess up God's word,
Yes.
and people use it against people. And that's where we have problems.
Yeah, they just use it as a power move.
I think God would forgive the sin of using a condom, if you want to say it like that. Less than having your wife use an abortion or something, or like having the child and then not caring for it.
Yeah, I think that's a greater sin.
Yeah, like those two, and maybe the eyes of God maybe are way worse. Putting on the condom, you're fine. You can go to heaven.
It's like
right? Am I
you're
crazy?
like, I can't take care of this child. I'm getting rid of it. I'm making sure that it doesn't have to live a life of misery. I think God could forgive that ideology. Alternative to, I'm going to have this child and I'm just going to make sure its life's awful, but I'm not going to take any accountability for that.
I think there is a line in the Bible: don't bastardize your children.
Yeah, and people still do that.
I don't know what the system wants. On a religious view, doesn't make any sense. On a political view, doesn't make any sense. Even on an economic view, it still doesn't make any sense. I'm just confused.
Me too.
Anyway,
Wait,
my mom made cookies.
I'm surprised we didn't like blame any of this on capitalism.
Oh, it always is.
It's always in the background.
Yeah, that's fair.
You don't have to
We all
say it
kinda
out
do.
loud. Everyone
You know what?
Yeah.
I will argue. I don't think it's actually capitalism's fault. I think it's the people who just said, "Wait a minute, we can exploit this." Because it really was just basically at the end of the day, hey, I'm not going to trade you a whole goat for this thing. Can you just take like 20 pieces of gold? And the other guy goes, oh, "That's fair. We can use this," and I'm fine with that because capitalism has its benefits. But in its entirety, when it's exploited heavily, just like communism,
Yeah.
it has its problems. All ideologies have their problems.
It's
Yeah.
almost like bad people
Ruin good things.
Which is why
I like Amazon.
we
I don't
good
like Jeff
people.
Bezos.
I can say we good people because me and Alex proved that we're worthy of heaven.
We at least got into purgatory.
We're
If
worthy
that was
of
here on that
heaven.
episode, by the way, we wouldn't have made it.
Why did she watch the episode?
No,
I will.
I judged on what we said and did, and I'm like, we'd be 1 point into hell. We'd be in the first ring.
Bruh.
Why? Which extra point would we have got? That
I
would have got
cannot
us into
discuss
heaven?
this publicly on the podcast.
Oh, it was lust.
It's good for me.
Hey, maybe I would have still
I'm
made
glad
it.
I wasn't on that episode.
Maybe I would have made it.
No, we remember we're all together.
I got all 7 sins.
You
probably.
did.
You did?
Yeah, you
I
would
mean,
have gotten like 2, like I did.
Actually, no. I would have got like 6.
We were still cooked that episode.
That's
dog.
still cooked.
I gotta go
Wait,
back
actually,
and
no, I
watch
forgot
it.
about the virtues. No, never mind. We would have been good. Actually, hold on.
I think we would have been good.
I
'cause
think we would have had 1 point in the virtues thing. I think we would have been
would
white.
we have got? Would Nat have given us 1 extra point of virtue?
I think we could have got
'Cause then
white.
we still would we still have been neutral then?
Yeah, we would have been in white.
Because we ended neutral.
Yeah, I think we would have ended in white. You would have got us 2 points down in the sin category, but then you would have gotten us probably 3 points up.
But no, wait, we ended off. We had 5 sins in total, and then we had 5 virtues. So that means we would have had all 7 sins and all 7 virtues.
Potentially?
Dang! Just call us the balance of the force.
Yes. Well, that's about it. The
Yeah.
U.S. government sucks. I probably, by the time I'm 30, the chances of me every year moving to Guatemala with my girlfriend get higher and higher.
Yeah. Nat, do you have a final comment?
There's still hope. We still have like 4 months. I believe that something will happen. Whether it's in the next 4 months or not, I don't know. But I don't know. I'm just trying to find a silver lining. in
Maybe
this.
Markiplier really is the only savior.
You know, to save myself from one last pessimism point, I'll say this. Where I'd normally say, Alex, we're not going to make it to 30 because we're probably going to die in World War III. I'm going to say this. There's always a silver lining. And maybe, perchance, we don't end up in a war. And maybe we as the American people finally come together and learn the error of our ways. That being said, to the surprise of no one, Alex lost the swear jar challenge.
Duh.
So I was thinking that your punishment for losing would be that I didn't know Nat was going to be on, so I guess Nat can join in on this too. We'll decide the next video game that you play in your free time.
I like that.
What do you want me to play?
I was thinking like Kingdom Hearts. Just play the first one. They're all on Steam.
I could do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I was playing Destiny right now.
There you go. It's a short
Dude, you've
game
been playing
too, so-
Destiny for 10 years now.
The abusive relationship I have with the game will continue until the franchise dies. Because goddamn, I hate spending the $50, but every time I have Ace of Spades and I'm in the Crucible and I kill somebody and the ting goes off in my headphones, I go, "There's the dopamine hit. Where's the next guy?" And it will continue till I die. What if my
That's
girlfriend
crazy.
or wife were to walk into the room and take away the mouse and keyboard? I'd be fine with that.
It'd be fun.
Take it away.
Well,
Kingdom
there you
Hearts
have
has
it.
been on the Do I have to? Can I just play 1, 2, or 3, or is it like the whole
No,
franchise?
yeah. I mean, I was just gonna have you play 1, and if you wanted to continue, you could continue. But yeah, just play 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
You don't have to play any of the other ones.
We'll do that soon.
Yeah.
I'll
All
be
right.
down.
Well,
Okay.
I guess if Nat agrees with that, then
I agree.
All right. Alex is playing Kingdom Hearts then as his punishment.
Yeah, I'll do that sometime when I have money.
Anyway, that's it for this week. See you guys next week.
There was this.
Peace out.